Now, having spent years at the top of the game, we are privileged to get Ben's insight into what happens on the pitch amongst the elite. But what actually goes on behind closed doors, would you?
Well, last weekend we saw players spray their boots with water on the pitch after their feet boiled in the summer heat. Mitrovic poured water before the game on his boots. It was against Liverpool, which obviously probably aided him quite nicely because he scored, 2 goals, a penalty and a goal. Yep. Leon Bailey as well asked a backroom staff member to tip 2 full bottles of water over his laces. Is that a normal thing to do in a game, to cool your feet? I've never seen it. I get when you dip it in water to kind of mould them around your feet, but I've never seen that.
No, I've never seen that. I don't know what that is. I don't know why people are doing that all of a sudden. What they like to players, a lot of players will. There's this big sort of, I can't remember what it's called, but it's basically like a steamer. It's like a big steamer. It's got this horrible water in the bottom. It stinks. It does, and it stays in the boot room. And what players like to do is, like half an hour before they're about to go out for training, they'll stick the boots in this steamer just to sort of loosen the leather up, all that kind of stuff. But no, I've never tried to pour water over my boots in a game or even in training or anything like that, really.
Have you, Ali?
No, but I did. I would soak them sometimes before training, before games, just to, mould them into your feet if you like. But I've never heard that. But it's a funny one, Ben, because I used to love the smell of the boot room. At Ibrox, man. Honestly, I did, man. Ben, it was amazing. It just smelled of polish and boots and
dirt and grass and all that.
Yes. I think it's probably a problem I've got, mate, to be honest with you. Now, moving swiftly on, Wolves captain Conor Coady has swapped Molineux for Merseyside after he signed for Everton on a season-long loan. Growing up, Coady was a lifelong Liverpool supporter, as we know, came up through their academy and even made one Premier League appearance for his boyhood club. Ben, what's your take on it? Do people... And I think players are different because players will just go on with it. But do people overreact to situations like this, particularly some fans?
What situation?
Well, what I mean is Conor Coady going to the rivals of the team that he supported. Do you want me to write it down?
Sorry. Yeah.
I can write it down if you want.
I think they do a little bit. Yeah, I think people live in a world nowadays where they think you grow up as a football fan and whatever team you support, that's it. You should sort of aim to play for that football team. And if the chance comes where you play for the opposition or like the rivals or anything, like, no chance, you can't do that. No, it doesn't work like that, football. You have to, it is what it is. And I think for someone like Conor Coady, he's from up that way anyway. I don't know where he lives now, but I guarantee you he lives a little bit north of Wolverhampton. And that's not bad-mouthing Wolverhampton necessarily, but I'm just saying he probably lives a bit further up north anyway. So it will be a little bit like going back home for him. So I think it's a good move for all parties involved, really, on that one.
Who did you support as a kid?
I was a Tottenham fan.
Oh, yeah, I knew this about you.
Yeah, my big brother. My big brother just bullied me basically and made me be a Tottenham fan, and that was it.
You still support them now?
No, I think once you become a player and you're playing against these sort of teams week in, week out, you have to just lose it a little bit. I think because I've been at West Brom for sort of 8 years, Watford for 4 or 5 years, I will always be a bit of a West Brom or a Watford fan. Like my kids are West Brom fans and Watford fans, so they're the sort of team I'll look out for in retirement.
Would you go to Wolves?
Wolves wouldn't have me anyway. Wolves fans absolutely hate me. If the Wolves fans want to get on the chat now and tell everybody what they think of me, you'd read some horrible things, honestly.
To be fair to you, I just heard you actively encourage everybody to live north of Wolverhampton, so it's not surprising. I mean, just so I know, Ben, is Glasgow, is that far? Am I safe enough from Wolverhampton? Am I far enough north from Wolverhampton?
I'd just like to clarify, I'm not bad-mouthing Wolverhampton, okay? I'm definitely not. I'm from the Midlands. It's a lovely part of the world.
Okay. What else have we got in your dressing room? Have you ever had someone in your dressing room that doesn't support the team that you are actually playing for and actively supports a rival?
No, honestly, it's not a thing. Once you're in that environment and you're playing, you're a professional and that's what you're paid to do, so you have to do your job. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, you want to do as well as you possibly can, because even if you're not trying to do it for the team, which I know most people do it for the team, but selfishly you want to do well for yourself to better yourself anyway. Also, in sort of realistic terms, getting to the Premier League is hard enough, right? And the chances of you becoming a professional footballer and playing in the Premier League are so minuscule, and then actually playing for the team that you supported as a child
is even more minuscule then. So managing to get to the Premier League at all and then going, do you know what, I'm not going to go to that club because I actually supported Arsenal when I was a kid, so I'm going to go somewhere else. It's just like, when you put it logically, it doesn't happen.
It doesn't happen.
Conor Coady's going to want to feed his family, be a professional footballer. He wants to play football, so he's going to go to a club, right, that wants him.
Yeah,
no matter who it is.
I think people don't put enough emphasis as well on the logistics of playing for a football team. And when you've got a family and you're from that way anyway, just the chance to move back home. I know it might not be necessarily for the first team that you'd probably want to play for up there, but he gets to live locally. Do you know what I mean? He's like any other person. He's got a mum, he's got a dad, he's probably got brothers, sisters, all that kind of stuff. So it's a great chance for him to get back home. His wife can move up with him, with the kids, have that support network around him as well. It means a lot to players living somewhere where they've got a support network.
Yeah, definitely.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Laura Woods, Monday to Wednesday mornings 6 till 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.